Good evening, welcome folks to the Land Tamer stream. It is Tuesday night. We survived Monday, we survived today at work, and now we begin our study-cation. 6 days of solid study, some labbing, some streaming. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to just having time off work to like work on what I want to work on all the time. So that's going to be nice. It's going to be really nice. Hope everyone is having a good day today. Some of you might be out here in the United States. If you haven't voted yet, you might be out doing your voting thing. Great thing here in Florida is you do have a very nice, mail program. So makes that really easy. But we're not going to talk about a whole lot at the moment. I'm just kicking this thing off. And to be honest, like last night, I had to work very late. Like I didn't have to, but I wanted to. I wanted to finish some things, focus in on some things so that I could, in good faith and with a sound mind, sort of let work go and wrap up a couple of loose ends that need to be wrapped up. So, I was working with a team today and anyway, got that. That's always good, whenever you feel like, well, you turn on your out of office or automatic replies, as it's called now in Outlook, and you're able to just kind of let things go. You should do that anyway, but, most of us are very conscientious and we don't like to leave things hanging, and we hope to avoid, where possible, anyone absolutely needing to call us about something or get a hold of us. So I feel pretty good about this particular study-cation going forward in that regards. So we got 55 days. This is day 318, and I just wanted to review the attack plan. That's all I really have. Like I said, I worked late. I actually worked on something that is certificate related till really late. Certificates, like different things related to certificates in Azure, till really late last night. And then I got up this morning and I didn't even go to the gym. Well, that's okay. Like usually Monday night is a late study night, and I skipped the gym on Tuesday. But I just worked late, skipped the gym, and now I'm working on, in the morning I worked on it some more, the issues. And today with the team, we're able to get some things resolved, move forward, and I actually learned a lot. It has to do with, SSL handshaking. Really good stuff. So I just wanted to review the study plan. So again, my goals for these 6 days, which start tonight, are I really want to complete the network lessons units 4, 5, and 6, which correspond to the blueprint, sections 4, 5, and 6, which I happen to have here, right? And now these are my goals for the next 55 days, not this weekend or during this study-cation, right? I don't expect to get through all of this by any means, but I hope to get through VPN technologies at least, because by the end of this 6 days, we'll be on day number 49. So it's getting pretty tight. So I'm going to try to strike the right balance. That's always the key is, how fast do I, you can't shortchange the IE program. You really can't. There's no shortcuts. I'm in 55 days. I'm taking the exam. Unless something major comes up that precludes me being able to take it at that time, I can always reschedule. But I am intent on finishing out the year, making my third attempt. So, hey, Dude for Him, good to see you, my friend. Hope your studies are going well as well. Dude for Him and I are kind of on the same. We have the same sort of deadline, so we've been working together on helping each other with, just some daily questions on the written material, the blueprint, and, just making sure some of these questions, I've been trying to pull from areas I know I'm weak on. It helps me to kind of review it before I ask a question, because before I send him a question, I have to check and make sure that, I really do know what I'm talking about, which most of the time is true, not all the time. And then, oh yeah, new job, no Twitter, bummer. I have to answer your questions on the phone. Gotcha. So did you start that today? Well, or was that was yesterday? Wasn't due for him. Congrats, by the way. Hope all is going well. Hope things are going well with your new coworkers. I know you've got some new potential folks that you can bounce things off of related to CCIE. So, man, I'm really happy for you. I know that first few weeks and even months sometimes is just the fire hose trying to learn everything. And so, yeah, good job, man. And I understand. Trust me, I understand about the Twitter and all that good stuff. But yeah, so my intent is hopefully, I was just smiling and nodding a lot. I'll bet. Because you learn all the cool things and you learn all the challenge and the business problems, right? And you're like, so yeah, we hope to get through, I hope to get through tunneling, really. I mean, I really want to get through this because I've got to spend some good time on infrastructure security and of course services. So this is going to be the bulk of the next 30 days. And so I really hope to make some progress. I do have other days off, like I mentioned. I have probably 5 or 6 more, like not just holiday days off, but days off devoted to study. Maybe 5. I think they're 5. So 10 total till the end of the year, 2 weeks. And we're going to try to go through this, and that's my attack plan, right? Then let's see. So yeah, just trying to pace myself during this vacation time, and what I need to be careful about. Last time I had days off, not this last time, but time before, where I had 4 days or 5 days available. This is well before even my first written attempt. I spent a lot of time just doing review, like I did a full review of the INE technologies, like everything I'd done up to that point. And I actually overdid it. So that's when, if you look back, this is when I was streaming on YouTube. I did some 12, 13, no. I think the first day I did like a 13 hours straight labbing stream. The stream got cut off. The internet got cut off once. But other than that, in total, it's 2 streams, but it was one long labbing session. I was, trying to build up my endurance, just like a runner, right? And I intend to do that a little more intensely towards when I'm ready for the lab exam. For this, I did learn an important lesson though at that time, because the first day I did like 14. And then the second day I did like 10 hours. Third day I did 8. Fourth day I did like 6 hours. And it wiped me out. Like I went back to work the day after that, and I was wiped out. Like I literally came home, I work from home, but I finished work, and an hour or two I went to bed and just conked out. So I learned something there that, I have to keep, and I do a lot better about that as I've gotten older, being modest and understanding my limitations and pacing my energy. So I think, my first thought after I finished work today, which was more like after 6 p.m., I was like, okay, whew, all right, signed off, shut down. Woohoo! Okay, let's get the study-cation started, and let's just hit it. I'm going to stay up till like 2 o'clock tonight. Then as I was eating dinner, I was thinking, you know what? I don't want to make that same mistake. I want to pace things out to where I get the maximum retention of knowledge. That's the goal, right? It's a marathon and not a sprint. So that's going to be my goal. I'm probably going to get to bed at a reasonable time tonight, get up, do some normal things, and then just methodically go through VPN technologies, get through as much as I can, hopefully get through all of this by Monday. That is the goal. So going back to still, once that's done, there'll be 49 days, and then I'll have sections 5 and 6. what I want to do too throughout, and I mentioned this the other day, is if I race through this too fast, my retention level will be low. So what I intend to do is just through each section, probe my knowledge via either the neckercube flashcard set or boson, and then just kind of pace, if I figure out, well, I really did not get that section like I needed to, I can't answer these questions well, I'll go back, and that way I keep a steady pace that maximizes my amount of knowledge retention. That is the goal. And granted, if I get to sections that I think, Jerry, I don't need to spend a lot of time on that, I'll skip through when I can. The other thing I want to get to, I want to get to November 30th and have these 3 done. Then I want to hit the Evolving Technologies guide, the new one in Safari Books Online, the official Cisco Press guide, the first one they've had for the Evolving Technologies, for the CCIE's CCDE. So I wanted to take 10 days to really just go through all of that up to December 10th. And then I go into scramble mode, just, not hurried, frenzied, that kind of scramble. Just scramble in the sense that I'm going to strategically review, go back, re-review, deep dive where needed, then go back, and just try to hit, and my focus is always going to be on those weak areas, right? And that's my 60-day goal. That's my attack plan. The lab build project, I think what I've decided on this is I've gotten pretty far, but I'm probably going to need to put that on hold, except in cases where any work I do here may actually benefit some sort of deadline or other related work I might be doing on my day job. And that was like this weekend. Like the work I did in templating this weekend with the Azure Key Vault, the SSH keys, the Linux VM deployment, that was all actually very, very valuable for what I was working on the last 2 days on my job. So where that sort of coincides and I might need just a little bit of a break from IE material, I may take a day or two to continue on the lab build where that is strategically helpful. Otherwise, I'm going to try to put that off. That's a sideshow right now. Maybe I'll hit a little bit of that, spend a few days on that after passing the written in the new year, 2019. So yeah, that is where we are at tonight. Now, what I will do, excuse me, about the lab. I just finished eating, folks. It's been scramble. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up and fire up the VM because I will need to have it open here in a little bit. I'm working through some BGP stuff. Multi-protocol BGP. I'll just show you where I'm at on the lab. It has changed some. I don't think it's grown in number of routers, but it has adjusted somewhat the topology. I did adjust the topology somewhat. So let me pull that up and kick this guy off. And we will take a look. Interesting. I'm already getting a start of a logon screen. I mean, that was fast, folks. That is already pretty fast. Okay, it says virtual machine started. Our expectations change, don't they? Like we get used to something. There we go. That's pretty quick. And my router collage lab. Yeah, so basically what I've done here is this was, okay, I think this area was running BGP before and MPLS, but we did not have, no, I think this was a VRF lab. Anyway, this is where I've been building a BGP. So now I have, these are CEs. So I've extended this out. And these are going to peer with each other in this next lab. So MPLS running here, OSPF, multi-protocol BGP, VRFs. Yeah, multi-protocol BGP, iBGP connections here. So that's new, and that is part of what I was working on the other day, Friday night. So I'm going to just continue working on that. I don't remember if I shared this or not, so I'm going to go ahead and share it anyway. Which NAT protocol, and I know DoFrame knows this, which NAT protocol does not translate the interface identifier, does not use overload, and is normally implemented at the internet edge. So if you think you know it, think about that. There should be a couple of hints here. One is that we're keying in on does not translate the interface identifier. So that kind of goes hand in hand with does not overload. So when you see interface identifier, I mean, it's not necessarily always the case, but generally that's associated in our studies with IPv6, right? So immediately we're looking at an IPv6 NAT protocol, and there aren't many of them. We've talked about it here on this stream before. I've cited articles about this, good arguments pro and con. A lot of people thought, well, IPv6 means you should be able to eliminate NAT, right? And when I'm talking about NAT, I'm talking about to the internet edge. Okay? So there are quote-unquote tunneling mechanisms, and then there are NAT mechanisms. And when we're talking about NAT, we're talking about translating your address between systems. And in this particular case, we're talking about the internet edge. So if you're thinking about it, if you take an IPv6 address, which generally, it's not a strict rule, but generally the interface identifier is the last 64 bits of an address, then that means that you are using a prefix, either a global prefix that is a /64 or less, and a subnet prefix, right? But in this case, what this mechanism is really good for is that, one, it allows you to have an IPv6 address to retain your interface identifier and give you access to the global internet. And this protocol in question would be NPT v6, right? Or 6 to 6 NAT. And I actually did a worksheet on this a while back when I found out and was confirmed that I really do struggle with these tunneling and, well, I'll call them transition mechanisms. Some of them are tunneling, some of them are NAT. And I have in my notes a spreadsheet that I put together. Yeah, IPv6 transition mechanisms. And this just kind of helped me sort things out in my head. And this is kind of jacked up. I need to fix that. So yeah, NPTv6 NAT prefix translation, v6. And this is essentially IPv6 to IPv6 network prefix translation. So maybe you already have a prefix or a subnet, or prefix and a subnet. But when you get to the internet edge, and it doesn't have to be internet edge, right? But this is really the business case use for it. That it will do a stateless, right, translation. So it doesn't have static entries, right? It's going to say, you know, this is the prefix I'm going to NAT you to. And it's going to be like, let's say you have your internal prefix. This is the global prefix we're going to use. And they basically just get natted at the edge. Doesn't change the interface identifier at all. And so there's no overload, right? And it gives you still have reachability to the internet. So that is what that mechanism is. There's another NAT mechanism called NAT 6 to 4 and 4 to 6, which is the reverse. It can be, this is also used, it can be stateless or stateful. And this is where you have a case, for example, where, and I need to fill more of this out, right? But this can allow an isolated 6 host to communicate, for example, with IPv4 hosts. Yeah, state or stateless. And I have another chart about that, but I won't really go into that too much here. But that is the answer. So MPTV6 or NAT 6 to 6 is what that is. And then meat chunks. This, I shared this in Discord. This has a lot of wisdom in it, folks. This is a really good vlog. It's not too extremely long, but there's some real common sense things here that I can tell you from experience, man. How many times have I run into problems because someone took a shortcut or didn't know what they were doing and put in some of these shims or use some of these principles or patterns, and it is so these are ugly. Some of these are really ugly. So there's some good recommendations here, does it in a nice way. And again, it's not like a design book. It's just some principles that are put out that are very common, practical, you know, common sense, practical. So highly recommend these. That read. And I guarantee you I'll have some more. I've been kind of slacking on the links, the meat chunks, just because I haven't been eating a lot of meat chunks. I've been just, you know, jamming, trying to get through network lessons and spending as much time I can doing that. So anyway, thanks for stopping in, folks, on your Tuesday night. I wish everybody, I've sent you good bits across the universal fabric that is our existence, and hope that, you know, your study plans are going great. If you're labbing tonight or this week, wish you the best there. And tomorrow I will probably start, I want to say, it depends. I'm not sure how I'm going to get into a groove, so I may start around 9 a.m. We'll see. I will definitely post it on Twitter, and, you know, we'll let folks know in case they want to join, in case you want to hang out, in case you want to do a lab with me, you know. Come stop by the chat, hang out with us, and we'll probably be, we might just be labbing most of the day on stream. We'll see how it goes. Thanks so much for stopping in, folks. I really appreciate all the support and the great, you know, conversations on Twitter, on Instagram, and in Discord. You can follow me at all those places or subscribe. If you are an Amazon Prime user and you have a Twitch Prime account just sitting around, you get one free Twitch Prime subscription a month. No, don't go. Hey, Divizzle, just in time, my friend. Don't worry, Divizzle. I will be tomorrow, man. The next 6 days, you're going to get tired of me because we're just going to be here just jamming. So, yeah, good to hear from you, my friend. And, yeah, we'll be seeing you all around. And thanks for hanging out. And yeah, we will stay in touch. And we shall see you back here tomorrow morning here on the Land Tamer stream. You all have a great night.